Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to Yarn and Pajamas. Today is Crochet Podcast number 58. I do have the fan on. It is a little warm today and I'll try to talk over the noise, but I didn't want to turn it off because it's hot. So I have been absent for a couple of weeks, and I will we'll have a little chit chat after all of the crochet part of the video, so that the people that don't want to stick around for the chit chat can leave if they don't want to chit chat. But for those that are just here for the crochet, I'll just go ahead and show all of the crochet stuff first. So before we get started, it is fall and it is tea time, guys. So what's in my cup? I just done a new tea haul, and one of the teas I got from David's Tea was called Merry Mistletoe, and it is yummy, guys, yummy. So sadly I broke my clear mug that I'd bought from David's Tea, so I had to replace it, and I just got one from Target. It was $3.99. So this smells amazing and it tastes amazing. So if you like a tea that has like a little bit of tartness, this one's for you. And it's no caffeine, so won't mess up my sleep. Okay, so let's move on into crochet. I do have one finished object. I know, right? Just one. Considering that I've been gone for so long, it should have been more, but just the one. And it's so tiny, guys. But it is this little, oops, that looked weird, little zombie. This is a paid for pattern on Etsy. It's by Blue Rabbit Toys, and I think it's just called like Pocket Friends Zombie. But I will link the pattern for the individual zombie down below. But you can buy it in a set of other Pocket Friends. And a couple of years ago, I made several zombies, a vampire and a Frankenstein. And if I still have those pictures, I will pop it in somewhere here. But yeah, these are super easy to make. They go by super fast, and I will tell you guys what kind of yarn I use. Well, I use Chip's Katona cotton, and I use a 2mm hook, I believe. I know I didn't use that one. That was a 1.8, and I did not use a 1.8. So I believe I used a 2mm hook on this. The stitches are super duper tight, but the green I used 205, and it's called Kiwi. I did not write the name of this one down, but it's number 242. It's this gray color. If you hold on a second, I will consult my board. Oh wow. Yeah. I don't even see it back here. Oh, there it is. I'm so blind. Number 242. Metal Gray. And then the pink is called Old Rose. I had like a giant skein of it. And then there is this little fly on the top. I sewed him down in there pretty tight, and his wings it's just the wings. But it is out of Snow White, which is number 106. So that is him. I used 2 different size safety eyes and ringed it in white. The pattern doesn't call for that part, nor does it call for the eyebrows, but I put those on anyways because I thought they were cute. Now in the pattern it does have like the blush is yarn, but I couldn't get it to look right, so I just put some blush with like actual face blush on there. Train. So he is a gift for one of Danette's grandchildren. He's going in a special Halloween like candy bucket. She done me a solid. So she's young. She's like 4 or 5, I think. I think it's 5. But I was trying to collect all of those McDonald's pumpkin like containers that they had. Like they had the pumpkin, the ghost, and the witch, the orange, white, and green one. And I wanted 2 of each. And she ever so graciously gave up her witch pail so that I could have 2. And so I thought that it would be nice of me to in turn make her a little something. And I gathered her up a little special candy bucket downstairs with some of her favorite candy, and I'm going to plop him down in there and she'll have that. Okay, so that is the only finished object that I have. So a couple weeks ago I was doing a crochet-a-thon, and I injured my hand, my left hand. So I couldn't really do a lot of crochet for a whole week. I let my hand rest, and I'm glad to say that it's better now and I can work on things. But what I was doing was I was making a gnome. So I had come up with this idea for the crochet-a-thon to pick out some of the gnome suggestions that people had gave me for the crochet-a-thon. And here's what I done. I got all of the yarn for each one. I picked out 4. So here's another one, and then here's one. So I put all of the yarn in that I would need for each gnome down in a Ziploc bag, and then I took some of these bags, project bags, to work and asked Danette if she would just randomly put a project in each bag, and I wouldn't know which one it was, and then I would like, you know, draw. And it was such a cool idea in my head. So I did draw one. It was this a cute cat bag, and inside was all of the stuff to make this cute cat gnome. And Lori Kay had suggested the cat gnome. She sent me all of the information for it. And I sat down and I read the pattern, and it was different. It had you do all of the body parts first, and then you crocheted them in as you done the body. And I was like, okay. So I started working on it, and I think it's in the floor here. Let me see if I can reach it. Yes, I did. I kicked it under my bed. So when I was cleaning out my crochet cart, I found there's a super cool hook that I forgot I'd purchased. It's a size B. I don't know if you guys can see that, which is a 2.25. And I'm like, hey, that seems like right up my alley. It's a Furls, I think, Odyssey hook. And I'm like, oh, well, this feels really, really good in my hand. So I started off making body parts. And then as the day went on, my hand hurt. It like ached. Now, not this hand, but this hand. And I could not, for the life of me, figure out why my hand was hurting. Well, I found out later on. It was this hook. So this part right here, even though it's like super smooth, it does not go in the stitches smooth for me. I'm like ramming it in. And in this hand, I was holding my project so tight with this fingers and this fingers, like trying to ram it in, that I, like this whole thing right here, like I don't know if there's a muscle there or what, but like my hand started to go numb. Like I could barely hold anything for just like a few, like maybe a minute or so. And my hand would start like all this like throbbing pain, and then it would start going numb. So I was like, oh my goodness. And I didn't realize what specifically it was until I started using. So I was like, oh, it has to be this hook because that's the only thing that's different. I didn't bring it up here. It's not down in here. So I went and found a size B in my clovers back here, and I started using it, and I could tell immediately what it was. And I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but it was, this hook does not go through the stitches anything like my clovers or my tulips do. So I will not be using this cutie patootie any longer. Also have a C hook downstairs. What is that, a 2.75? That I will not be using either. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with this jewel because it's too pretty to just sit around and not be used. Oh, I did bring it. That was just buried in yarn. So I started using this one, and it's doing a lot better. So I made some headway on this old gnome, this old cat gnome. So here's what I've gotten done so far. It has a tail. I've gotten its 2 ears finished and its body, and I chose, there's 2 versions. You can do one with a muzzle or one with a beard, and I wanted to do the muzzle. So let me tell you about the yarns first, and then I'll tell you what I done a little bit different. Oh, also have his arms done. So I haven't sewed them on yet because I think I went too many rounds in it. So I didn't put them on when I was sewing the body in. But now I'm just like unsure of where they should go in relation to the ears. So I think I may need to take some rows out of it so to make the arms a little shorter. I'm not sure. Okay. So the cat is mostly in one color, and it is Chip's Katona Cotton and 501 anthracite. It's this gray color. I didn't want to use black because I've used a lot of black this Halloween season, and I did not want to use any more black. So the muzzle is in this color Old Lace, number 130. It's just a nice off-white. It's a little bit darker of an off-white than bridal white. And then here's my big thing of Old Rose, which is his nose and his inner ears. So I chose to do his hat in a separate color than the anthracite. And I have started on his hat, and that's how much I've gotten finished. And it is color number 517 Ruby. A little bit of fuzz. I also used Ruby to go around the bottom of his body. So that's not part of the pattern. So what I did was, when it got to the point of the body where we were going to start crocheting in his tail, I done like back loops only and left those left the front loops open, and that's what I attached and just done the crab stitch, but it's the modified crab stitch. I don't even know if that's what you call it, but it's what Pam Piano does. And then of course, because it's on the line where I started with the tail, there's a gap, but I thought the tail's going to be covering that, so it's not really a big deal. So the hat does have ear holes in it. I may put some braids on the cat. I'm not sure, but I think it's gonna be super cute. So I've just been, you know, working on that. And a couple other things I was working on before I hurt my hand was some ghosts for Danette, and I didn't get those finished in time for Halloween. But I have this ghost, which is almost done. I think I just need to start doing the trim around the bottom like it's floof, and then closing it up. And this is a well, you know, I didn't even tell you about the cat. The cat is a free pattern on Jen Hayes. Let's see if I wrote it down here. I did not. Jen Hayes Creations, I believe. I made some acorns of hers once before. But the cat is a free pattern, or you can buy an ad-free version off of her store. But I will, of course, put links to everything down below. So if you like anything, you can go check it out. But the ghost is a paid-for pattern by Pixie Marie Creates. It is the Happy Ghost in her Halloween bunch set. And I'm using Yarn Bee, Adorable, and Angel. And this is Yarn Bee, Adorable, Super Chunky, and Angel. So I need to attach another skein. But let's see. I cannot remember the size of hook I used for this one. I think it was an L. But this big one is using a 12 millimeter. Sounded very country. Oh, I dropped my thing. Okay. So, I do have some Happy Mail. And the first piece of Happy Mail I got is an electronic Happy Mail. And it was from Michelle at Pixie Marie Creates. And she sent me a very sweet email. And attached to it was a free pattern of hers, and it is the dress up candy corns, which I absolutely love, and I want to make those dress up candy corns for some Halloween buckets next year. So you'll probably see me working, even though Halloween's over, I'm still feeling the spookiness going on, guys. So you'll probably see me working on some of those Halloween dress up candy corns, because it's just the cutest little pattern. So thank you so much, Michelle. That was such a sweet little gift to get, and I just adore your patterns anyways, because they're always so much fun to make, and they're super easy. Like, you explain everything so well, and I just love them. So thank you very, very much. The next Happy Mail that I got was from Lista at Coco's Crochet, and she sent me a beautiful little package. She had a nice note, a sweet note, and it was on it was like, she's from Australia, so all of the animals on it are like Australian animals, like kangaroo and stuff like that. And I already put it up, so I don't have that to show. But in the package was also, let's see, make sure I got it the right way, is this cute magnet from Sydney, Australia. There's the Opera House. I don't know if you guys can see it, all the shininess. And one thing I love is magnets, and this is my first ever magnet from a different country, and I'm super excited. I also had 2 coasters from, they have Australia on there. This one's got like looks like wine barrels, so that's must be like, yeah, there's the grapes. And then this one has the wreath. See, like the coral wreath, and there's the fish, there's a surfer. So I really enjoy these, and I love the colors because gives me fall vibes. Now, I do have one more thing, and it's already on my keychain, but it's a keychain, and it was a boomerang keychain, and it had a kangaroo on it, and it was so cute, and I'd already put it on my keys. You know how keychains are, they're just so hard to maneuver, those little things, so I didn't take it back off. But thank you so much, Lisa and Coco, for your thoughtful, generous gift. I'm going to treasure it forever because, I mean, just look how beautiful that is. Thank you guys so much. Now, I did get some Halloween cards, and I'm going to show those off. So the first one is from Summer, and look how cute those pumpkins are. It says, thinking of you across the miles, Halloween, a time for sweet thoughts and bright memories. Sending warm wishes your way for a happy Halloween and a beautiful autumn. So look how pretty that is. So thank you so much, Summer, and she included some cute little Halloween stickers, and I'm going to put this with all of my Halloween stuff that I have. Here's a candy. This is my favorite. Little dog riding a broom. So I'm going to put that with my Halloween stuff. And then the outside of her envelope is covered in stickers too, and there is a, like, it looks like Lisa Frankish bear, like stirring a pot on the front, but I'll show you the back here. Look at that right there, the Mickey one. I'm gonna try my best to get that off without ruining it. And then the last card that I got is this one right here. I got this from Julie at KS Mom Crochets. And the card says, how do you fix a broken jack-o'-lantern? With a pumpkin patch. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Julie. I love my card. I'm going to put it with all of my keepsake stuff. So thank you, Julie and Summer, for the wonderful cards. I love getting cards in the mail. I love sending cards in the mail. So it's just always fun to get a card because it means that someone was thinking of you enough to get the card and write in it and put it in the mail. So it's nice. Nice. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is some show and tell. Now, I do probably have some more. I had some new emails come in that I didn't get a chance to read because I did forget my phone at home today and didn't get to read any while I was at work today. Plus, I was super busy at work today. I mean, that's very rare that happens. Like, I don't have like a few minutes of downtime, but I had 0, and I'm probably not going to have any for the rest of the week either. But so those will have to go on to next week's. But the first thing that I have is from Lois. She loves to make gnomes, and she does not disappoint with this. Let me move over. Cute little fish gnome that she's made. I love how Lois always like embellishes her gnomes. She does a good job at like coming up with the nice embellishments. She had made a chef one, and it had like all of like the utensils and stuff. This one's got a little bag of fish. And she also made these cute Halloween tissue box covers. So that was cute, and I still haven't ever finished my tissue box cover. And next we have Mary Margaret, who is always super busy. She always has all kinds of projects on the go, and she is the queen of color. But she has these granny squares blanket. She's got a corner to corner blanket. She has a lap blanket or a lap gown made with latte cakes. And she has also been working on the Crochet-tober blanket that Ashley at Stitching Ain't Easy's been working on. And she's been doing that. And so has Kathy. She also has been working on that, and she's got this one with a skull in the center for the center square. She did post this on my Facebook group, and I think that she's gotten it finished now. This was like, you know, a couple weeks ago, so I think pretty much that this one's finished for Kathy now. And I just love that square in the middle. It's so spooky and delicate at the same time. So thank you so much, Lois and Mary Margaret and Kathy, for sharing your projects with us. I always love seeing what everybody else is working on, and I know that other people like seeing it too. So if you ever want to share anything that you've been working on, you can email me, or you can join my Facebook group, which I will link down below, and you can share the pictures there and just let me know that you would like to, you know, show them off on the podcast, and I would be more than happy to, because I know other people like seeing what everybody else is working on too, because, you know, as you know, we make these videos and stuff, like, and we read the comments, like, you know, we watch the video and then we read and see what people have to say on the comments in the YouTube videos. So like, I knew like people that, you know, comment my videos now, like from reading them, commenting in other people's. So I feel like I've known everybody for such a long time, even though for the longest time I was just a creeper and I didn't interact or anything like that. But like, I had, you know, seen like Summer, like, you know, forever ago. Like, I, you know, knew her from her comments on videos. So it's like other people know, you know, commenters too. I hope that, does that sound weird? I hope I explained it how I'm thinking of it in my head. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to pause you guys for just a second. I need to blow my nose. Okay, sorry about that, but my allergies, Lord, it's been a haul on those allergies. So yeah, thank you to everybody for sharing. And I think that that was all that I had like planned to talk about. Made myself some notes. But we'll move on to the chit chatty part. Oh, yeah. I've got a giveaway to do. So let's do the giveaway, and then we'll do the chit chat. It is a new month, so that means it's time for a gnome bundle giveaway. Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure, because I forgot all about this, I'm pretty sure that this is the gnome that I selected. It's a Santa gnome. I believe it's by the lady formerly known as Pam Pino. I think she's called No Boom now. But I will link this pattern down below. But it is a Santa gnome. I mean, could you get any more Christmassy than Santa? I mean, for those who celebrate Christmas. And if the winter doesn't celebrate Christmas, then obviously you can make something else with this yarn. But, and if the winter does celebrate Christmas, you don't have to make a Santa. But that's what I based this off of, is this gnome. So I've got a ball or a bag of fluff here. You may need more, I don't know, but you know, that's a good start. Because I jam pack this down in, like nothing else is fitting down there. And you're gonna get what I call a gnome butt, but it is just a circle cut out of foam board, and it just goes down into the bottom of your gnome, and it just helps stabilize it where it sets up better. And I have been taking here recently to using a little bit of fabric glue on it and putting it down in there just so that it stays in place. And because gnomes like to sit on wood, on a log, you've got this nice little log piece. I bought these logs, pieces, slices off of Amazon. It was like a big old box for like pretty cheap. You're gonna need a yarn hook, better known as a crochet hook, Becky. But this is a clover armoire, otherwise known correctly as an amour. But it is a B 2.25, which just so happens to be the one I made the cat gnome, half of it with, and I can attest that it works wonderful with Chepier's Katona cotton, which is the yarn that you'll be getting. So we have a 50-gram ball and a 25-gram ball of this beautiful red, and it is number 115 hot red. So I believe Santa's body and his hat is both in red, hence so much red. And because the rest of his stuff is in white, you get a 25-gram ball of Snow White. It's number 105, 106. Sorry, 106. You need a skin tone color. And I have this 225 shell color. And if you win and you need a different skin tone color, please let me know, because I have a variety of skin tone colors. This is just what I popped down in there. Generally because it's my skin tone, it's what I use mostly, and it will remind me that the skin tone color needs to be in there. So you're also going to need for some like embellishments on there, this gold color. This is yellow gold and jet black. So you will use a very little of both of these. But I had two little cutie pies. These are 10-gram balls, cutie pies. So I just threw them down in there. And then for his beard or her braids, if you wanted to turn it into a Mrs. Santa, I've got this ball of just white acrylic yarn. So that is everything for the gnome bundle for November. So to win, or to enter to win, you just need to leave the word November in the comment that you make down below. So in order to enter, you have to comment, and your comment needs to contain the word November. Some rules, just some general housekeeping here. This is not affiliated with any of those companies or the yarn. Oh, and you get $10. Oh gosh, you get $10 to buy the pattern. So, and I will either put $10 down in the bag for you, or I will PayPal you $10. Those seems to be the two easiest ways for me to do it. And most people like just getting the 10 bucks thrown in the bag. So it's up to you. But I'm not affiliated with the pattern designer or the yarn company. Nobody sponsored it. I purchased everything with my own money for you guys. YouTube is not affiliated with this. They probably don't even know who I am. So yeah, you have to be 18 years old to enter. Anybody can enter, no matter what country you live in, as long as your country will accept the things that I just showed you, then I will ship it to you if you win. But any duties or extra additional taxes or anything like that will belong to the winner if their country makes them pay that. Once I ship it, you know, it's out of my hands. You do not have to be a subscriber to the channel. I don't check that. I think that's just way too much work. And I feel like if you want to subscribe to me, then you will. And yes, so, but you do have to leave a comment, because that's how I know that you want to be entered. But I would hope that if you watch me that you would want to subscribe. So, but it's not mandatory that you do. Let's see. Everything else will be listed down below. I think I hit on like the major ones for it right there. But I'm super excited about these last two because they're so cute. especially the December one, but you guys won't see that one until December, the beginning of December. But then that'll be a whole year of the gnome bundle giveaways complete. So I am like throwing some things around in my own noggin up here about what to do for you guys next year, because I really want to continue this along because it has been so very fun. I just want to come up with something new and fresh for you guys. So yeah, so that's the giveaway. So remember, just comment down below and leave the word November in there. Okay, so now let's get on to the chit chat. Well, I told most of the chit chat before when I said I hurt my hand and I couldn't crochet for a whole week. Like, it was so hard to, because I wanted to crochet so bad, because I was really digging that cat gnome. Let me grab it real fast. It is really fun, guys. I would suggest, like, if you have been wanting to dip your toe into the cat gnomes, into the gnomes, to go for this one, because one, it's a free pattern, and two, you don't have to use like the tiny yarn, the Chef yarn. I just really like the smaller things. I don't know why. You can use worsted weight. You use what you're comfortable with, but it was really fun. And she tries to do it to where you have minimal sewing. Like, I really feel like you're not going to have any sewing. Like, I have to sew the arms on, and I had to sew the muzzle on because I chose to do the muzzle. But if you do the other way, even the nose, she has it to where you crochet the nose in. So that's pretty cool too. But I was having so much fun crocheting on this cat. I really didn't want to stop, but I also didn't want to hurt my hand, like, even worse, because I didn't know what I'd done to it. So I thought, well, I'll give it a week's worth of rest and see what happens, and then if I can crochet, then I will crochet. So a week goes by, and I try, crocheting, and everything is like, my hand doesn't go numb, it's not hurting. I'm not using that furls hook again. Everything seems to be going good except for my allergies. So my allergies are ramped up right now. Now, I take 2 allergy pills, plus I use like the nasal spray. But I tell you, I don't know what is up here in Indiana, but I never had allergy problems when I lived in Kentucky. And I used to be a smoker. I quit smoking when I was 30, and I started when I was 15. So for 15 years, I smoked. So I knew what, like I had like breathing issues due to smoking, but I quit when I was 30. So I had some time in Kentucky when I was like quit smoking and living in Kentucky, and I never had like allergy problems this bad. Like, I would have allergy problems. I had a real bad problem with getting like the fluid in my ears when allergy seasons rolled around, but I knew just pop a couple of Allegra for that period of time and then I was good. But since I've been up here, it is constant all year long with flare-ups at certain times, and we're in one of those times right now. Doesn't help that I live beside of a granary. And I don't know, it looked like it was snowing the other night. Whatever they leave running, I don't know if it husks something. I don't know what it does, but it just is constantly flying around. So I'm constantly breathing that in. So I'm sure that that's not helping. But my headaches have been off the hook for a week. Like, I just did not. I filmed the podcast last week. I couldn't even edit it. It was like sitting and like watching and like trying to focus. I just could not do. So that was another reason that I was like a little bit of missing in action. I also had planned for Halloween to do a Hooked on Murder. I have the murder already researched. I just needed to be able to sit down and film it, and because I didn't feel good. I did not have time. And then what little bit of energy and stuff that I did have, I used it for like household chores and stuff like that. So it was not in the cards for me these past couple weeks to do a video. And I really missed hanging out with you guys, and I really got behind on watching a lot of videos because, like I said, I just couldn't focus. I couldn't concentrate. So there's that. I have been also reading / listening to some more books here lately. It is that spooky season. So yeah, so I've been trying to do that. I noticed like a trend in like things that I do, like at night when I lay down to go to bed, I get on my phone and I will generally watch YouTube, or I'll be on Etsy or Mercari, is that how you say it? Or looking at just random websites where I can shop at. So I'm trying to get away from that for a little bit. So I found my Nook and I charged him up. So I'm going to pick me out a book to actually physically read with my eyes. So if anybody has any book recommendations, I know Lori K gave me the name of one of her favorite authors, so I'm going to look her up. So if anybody else has any suggestions, please leave them down below, because in a comment, because yeah, I do need some suggestions. I kind of like fell into like this funnel, I think, when it comes to my reading, because I have not been so prolific in like watching my YouTube channels, my reading YouTube channels, or like being on like book websites a whole lot. Like I don't know what like the new thing is, I guess you could say. Like I have my favorite authors, the ones that never disappoint, and basically that's what I read anymore, is just them. And it's like I want, some new blood up in there. So it's like I've kind of funneled down and I'm down here in the bottom. I want to get back up to the top. I'm pretty excited about tea season coming back around. I enjoy hot teas a lot more when it is cold outside. And this Merry Mistletoe is the bomb, and it's so good. It's like almost like candy. Me and Danette have been, she ordered some teas because we're just like that. She ordered this fall sampler. I'll put a picture of it in up here. So we've been all this week, today's just Tuesday, but so Monday and Tuesday we've been sampling these teas. Now we found two that we really like from it. Some I won't try because it's like pumpkin, so I know that I'm not gonna like it. But like one's a pumpkin Earl Grey, and I don't like Earl Grey, but that is Danette's jam. She loves Earl Grey, so she's gonna let me know her thoughts on that. But there were a few other pumpkin ones that I'm just like, I already know that I don't like the pumpkin chai. I already know I'm not gonna like these pumpkin ones, so I'm just not even gonna waste the tea. But so it's like we have a tea party every day, and I'm loving it. She also bought a Halloween sampler, and if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it in here. But I'm super excited to start sampling those. I think we're going to do that tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we drink upwards of 3 or 4 cups of tea a day. And thank goodness that the majority of them are low caffeine or no caffeine, because we would be bouncing off the walls at work. Which is probably not a bad thing, because you can get more done when you're moving around a lot faster. Just been in the mood to like chit chat, so please feel free to click off if you don't want to listen to this lifey stuff. But I like listening to the lifey stuff. It's like I feel more like we're hanging out, like friend-wise, which is what I love. I love hanging out with people and grabbing a project and just working while they're talking. It's just it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. And I feel like I've not seen you guys in a couple weeks, because I've not seen you guys in a couple weeks, and I feel like I just have so much to say. So yeah. Did I tell you guys about my new notebook that I bought? I think we're going on 2 weeks now of doing this, but it is this notebook right here. It's called Rocketbook. Now I bought this one off of Amazon, and I'll link it below, but this case right here, Jeanette had gave me this a long time ago. It's a Wanger. It's that Swiss company. They make a lot of like Swiss like watches and like Swiss knives and stuff like that, but it was like the perfect size for, this is the smallest, I think it's called the Executive. Now the first notebook that I bought, and you got to be careful because I didn't know this when I bought it, it is dot lined, D-O-T lined, which means it's like those bullet journals that are just like dots. Girls and guys, my eyes can't see that stuff. I didn't know where I was writing. So I ordered a different one that is lined. So it's still like little tiny dots, but they all go in a line instead of just like all over the page. So it's a lot easier for me to write. So the Rocketbook is reusable. So I go through a lot of notebooks at work because I take a lot of notes, and I'm a secretary, so I take minutes, and generally I will use the same notebook for like certain things, and then when the notebook gets full, I have to rip all of the pages out and shred them, and I'm like, it's always just so wasteful, and I kind of feel bad, and I have like tons of notebooks just all over the place. So I'm using just one notebook, and what you do is like when you're done writing in it, you can download the Rocketbook app, and you can scan the page, and it will make a PDF of your handwritten page, and you can save it to wherever you want, and then you can spray it with water or just wet a cloth and just wipe it off, and it's like a dry erase board, but you're able to scan it in. Now you do have to use a certain kind of pen. It is called get one out here. It's called Friction, Frixion. It's by Pilot, and what it is it's an erasable pen, but it uses like the eraser is like silicone, and it's the friction of rubbing across the ink that actually removes it. So they say not to use the friction eraser on the paper, on the Rocketbook paper, because that it can like destroy it a little bit. But you definitely don't want to use a non-erasable pen like I did. I accidentally used one and destroyed a whole page, so I cut it out because I wanted my notebook to be nice. And I can say that I have used it for work, and I've used it for home because I put my podcast notes down in it too. So when I'm done, I can just erase this because I don't need to keep my podcast notes, and I can just erase this. And so like if you need like use a lot of paper, but like don't need to keep a lot of paper, or you like to keep digital copies and not really, physical copies, then it's pretty cool. But I was super excited that Danette's little thing that she gave me was the perfect size for it, and I've been really good. Used it for 2 weeks, and it has worked pretty good for me so far. Like I said, I had that one mishap with the real ink pen, but I keep those in my drawer now and just keep the friction ones on my desk, so when I need something more permanent, I just grab one out of the drawer and move on. But I'm really liking it so far. I still have my paper notebooks that I use for my keeping track of my projects and stuff like that, which I need to update. I've got behind on that a little bit. I have been pretty good about taking pictures, but not really putting them in my book. So printing them off and putting them in the book. So I need to do that. Well, what have you guys been up to these past couple weeks? Because I'm sure that you guys have been busy with doing stuff. It's Halloween last night. Did anybody hand out candy or take their little ones trick-or-treating? Anything like that? We had a few trick-or-treaters, not really a whole lot. Way less than in the years past. Yeah, like I remember like when I lived up here, well, when Chastity, my niece, actually lived up here one year for Halloween, like we had made 100 gift bags and we had give all of those out. Like we had so many trick-or-treaters that year. Like we were going into our pantry and getting our snack cakes or little bags of chips, like whatever we could find that would have been suitable to give out to children, we did. And like we eventually had to stop and like turn our light off, and like because we ran out of like everything. Like that was like the biggest Halloween year that I've seen up here. But maybe all of the kids have grown up and like, you know, don't trick or treat. Or it was a little cold and a little rainy yesterday. It's beautiful and gorgeous today. Warm, sunshiny. I just can't believe that. I mean, if we could have had this weather yesterday, maybe we would have had more. Because it is a small town and most people walk and do that. So the rain could have deterred people from doing it. Oh, so yeah, what have you guys been up to? Like, you been doing anything cool? Eating anything cool? Is everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving? I mean, that's coming up soon. So I'm super excited about that. My sister's coming up. Gonna be eating some good foods. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I've kept you guys for way longer than probably what you anticipated. So I will let you go. But first, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and coming back, you know, week after week, and being understanding on those weeks when physically I just can't make a video, or I'm just, you know, tired or busy or stuff like that. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all of the kind words that everybody always has for me. I love reading your comments. I mean, I love them so good. So keep them coming. You know, I love reading them and I'm not going to stop reading them. I love responding to them. So yeah. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will talk to you in the next video. And I did forget to say that I'll do the drawing for the winner of the Gnome Bundle giveaway next Tuesday. I don't know what the date is for that, but I'll do that giveaway drawing then. Okay guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.